So guys, the video of Tommy Pindickerton vs Halford Sucks has just been posted on the SCB channel. So I'm going to react to it now. It's a fight I've been looking forward to reacting to. And I want to give my opinion on quite a few things throughout this. Now, for those of you who don't know, in the build-up to this, Tommy gave Halford Sucks a slap at the press conference, which... it's just common assault, isn't it? It's against the law. You shouldn't be doing it. A little push here and there is fine. You know, when things get a little bit heated, whatever. You start throwing slaps on people at a charity boxing show, you're just going to get a bad reputation.
Right now, Halford is probably just thinking about...
For those who aren't aware, Tommy is the one in all white.
I'm thinking he has this opportunity.
Oh my God,
there
it's
on.
Oh,
and Tommy
big hits from Tommy.
Okay.
Big hits.
Halford shouldn't be...
Bear in mind as well, like, Halford Sucks has got zero experience. He's gone into this to raise money for charity. You can tell that he's got zero experience throughout. One thing I will say, he kept his guard up quite well. He did keep putting his head down throughout the fight. And that's what led to a couple of things throughout, which I will point out.
Be scared here. Halford shouldn't be scared.
I actually spoke to Halford after the fight, and he said that he was just trying to get inside and work the body. He wasn't jabbing his way in at all. He was just walking at him.
Running into punches, not throwing.
Okay, yeah.
Halford covering up here.
Yeah. Oh, Tommy is landing punches. A range of hooks he is landing.
Halford covering up and just coming in.
He's blocking him. These uppercuts aren't strong, but they're slappy.
Okay, so one thing I will say at this point, right? Tommy has got no guard whatsoever. His defense is awful. I mean, he's very confident. He's quite cocky and arrogant. That's the way he came across in the press conference. He was like eyeballing everyone, thinking that he was God's gift to the sport, when in reality, you know, he's a novice. Just like Halford Sucks is a novice. But he's very, very confident in himself. He's obviously flourished in many other sports and whatnot, so why not go into this boxing fighting sport as confident as the rest, I suppose. But against any form of decent, no, not even a decent fighter, any fighter who has had enough time just to learn the fundamentals of boxing, you know, the basics, they would have been able to pick Tommy apart with straight shots, even hooks, because his chin was up and he had his hands low throughout the majority of this part of the round so far.
Oh, hey! That was a...
I think Halford tripped over there. Let's run it back and just have a little look, see what happened.
Halford covering up and just coming in.
He's blocking him. These uppercuts aren't strong, but they're slappy and they're loud.
Yeah, so if you look at where Halford's feet are here, Tommy's putting his weight on him as well, which is, you know, a taller fighter. It's quite a good aspect to have. Put your weight on the opponents if they're shorter than you, and it'll tire them out over the rounds. And it almost looks like a little shove as well. And as you can see, Halford's leg gets caught on the left side of Tommy's there. And he takes a little bit of a tumble, but that wasn't a knockdown. Just counted as a trip or a slip.
Oh, hey! That was a push, was it? Was that a push?
That was a slip. That was a slip.
Slip or a push? We don't know if Tommy...
It was a bit of both, you know. It was a push, but I don't think Tommy was trying to push him on the floor. I think he was trying to push him to the canvas. He was more like trying to push him and like turn him. But because Halford's foot was on the other side, he took a little bit of a trip in the process. We just saw Halford throw his first jab, by the way. We are now, what, 40 seconds into the round. He's through one jab.
Halford hasn't landed a lot of these. Oh,
he's done
that. He slipped that, okay.
That was quite nice from Halford. You know, he'd done a little roll underneath, but nothing came from it. He should have rolled underneath through a hook or an uppercut, but he didn't. But again, an inexperienced fighter, and he's gone into this for the experience to see how he gets on, as well as raising money for the charity. Great charity raise as well. It was for the National Autistic Society, and a lot of money just from Halford Sucks alone was raised for that charity. I believe that he was able to donate, including all the money that he raised, including donations he received on one of his streams. He was able to donate £2,500 to the charity, so hats off to Halford Sucks for that. But again, looking at Tommy in this position, his chin's up and his hands are down.
This is certainly Tommy's round. This is certainly Tommy's round.
Okay, but Tommy
he's
is
taking a lot of harder shots here.
Halford, okay. Halford
he's fighting back.
Hits him in the back of the head guard there as well. Let's pull it back. Just before this.
He's taking a lot of harder shots.
It was a nice shot, by the way, and it did push Halford Sucks back a little bit. Just there, though. Now, obviously, Halford Sucks is doing like a duck, but when he's ducking, to me, when I'm boxing, bang bang, right, I'll duck that way, but my head's still, I'm still looking what's going on, right? So I'll be like that, or I'll slip that way, or when I roll, my head's still looking what's going on in front of me. So you gotta see what's coming at you, haven't you? You gotta be able to get out the way of punches that are coming at you. But Halford Sucks, looking at the floor there, again, inexperienced, but you know, he looks like he had the time of his life afterwards. But Tommy landed a punch on the back of his head guard here.
Okay.
He's tried to throw another jab there.
Oh, he's
right?
fighting back well.
He's not landing.
Yeah. He's pushing him into the corner.
You can see Halford's sort of game plan here was to just tuck up, step in and hold on and throw on the inside. And to be honest with you, I actually think that process that Halford took, it actually gave Tommy quite a bit of a problem. Tommy's a long guy, he's tall, he's got a long reach. So if he gets inside, that takes away a lot of the power out of Tommy's punches.
Halford's not landing the hits though.
This isn't as bad as it seems. Halford hasn't taken a big shot. He's
Halford's
taking loads of little slaps.
Halford's covering.
He's taken a couple big shots, to be fair.
Alright.
He's pushing against him, pushing him away to try and get really close to him. That seems to be what he's trying to do. Look,
Halford landed a shot to the body.
it's certainly not. I don't think it's as easy as Tommy maybe thought.
That was probably the best moment for Halford Sucks there. He was able to actually get a couple of shots off after the push here. Let's watch.
Pushing against him, pushing him away to try and get really close to him. That seems to be what he's trying to do. Look.
He threw a double jab straight right, pushes in after it. So now he's cleared that gap between him and Tommy, taking away Tommy's power because he's got range. And then he pushes him a little bit further, tries to get him against the ropes and starts throwing a couple on the inside. Hit one on the head there.
I don't think it's as easy as Tommy
One
maybe
on the
thought
body. But as soon as he landed that one on the body, his hand was down and Tommy pounced straight on it. Like, he got straight on that.
Oh no!
That was a punch to the back of the head, which actually twisted Halford a little bit further. And again there, what we're going to do, we're going to pull that back here. I want to slow this down so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. There we go. So Halford lands that body shot and then steps down with his hands down. Tommy hits him there, hits him there. I would say that first hook was clean, right? Hits him on the side here. That one was at the back of the head guard. And now this again. Now this is an illegal punch. I don't care whether you're inexperienced or not. Points can be deducted for these types of shots. Halford Sucks is completely facing the other way. And it's not like he's turned out the way on his own. The first punch from Tommy has spun him. The second punch was on the back of the head. And then this one, right on the back of the head. But you got to remember, the first one on the back of the head can be brushed off as, okay, fair enough, a little bit of a mistake. Because he didn't realise that Halford had spun off the first punch. Right, so let's watch it again. That's a nice hook. That one, nah, do you know what? That was aimed at the back of the head as well. And now in this position here, for Tommy, the best course of action is a left hook. Because that's the way Halford's facing. Hit them in the face, whether the back's turned or not, you're allowed to hit them in the face or the front of the body. You can't hit them in the back, and you certainly can't hit them in the back of the head. But what Tommy's done here, instead of following with that right hook with a left hook, he's gone right back and threw a massive right hook to the back of the head. And then he decided to follow up with a left hand, and guess what happens again? He goes for the back of the head again. So that's 3 shots clean to the back of Halford Sucks' head in a row. And now the ref steps in at this point. See the pivot as well, just to point this out. After them 3 to the back of the head, Tommy finds himself in a position where he can reposition and start getting shots off. Now, if he'd have done that after the first hook, that hook, bang, reposition his feet, uppercut could have come in with the left hand, or a right hook there, because he's repositioned. But instead, he landed 3 concurrent shots to the back of the head. I'll tell you now, for me, if I was judging that, I'd be knocking points off.
Back of the head shot there. Back of the head. Back of the head.
So this is round 1. We're 1 minute 30 in, and Tommy has landed 3 shots clean to the back of Halford Sucks' head in a row there, and 1 earlier on as well. Now, don't get me wrong, it can be difficult if you're a taller lad against the shorter opponents and they keep putting their head down. Pick your shots and that won't happen. Because let me tell you, if this was any other boxing show, I think that could have ended up being a disqualification against Tommy if he'd have carried on doing that.
That was the back of the head shot.
Halford was turning around. You can't do that in boxing.
You cannot, no, yeah.
Tommy does look a little bit tired though. He's been going for it.
And we still don't know if he's got a chin.
Ooh, that was the back of the head.
Okay, so now after the 3 concurrent back of the head shots, just after the refs give Halford a standing 8, which for some reason I feel shouldn't have happened there. I think that it should have been Tommy getting a warning. But this is exactly the first punch that happens here. Right on the back of the head again. So he's whipped it right around and landed the punch on the back of the head. So far, that is 5 illegal punches throughout the fight, and that was another one again. There's 2 punches back of the head. And don't get me wrong, right, Halford sucks. Should not have his head down. But you know when someone puts their head down like that, you know what you should do? Hit them with a bloody uppercut. So there's the first one. And again, you ready? 2. Now that third shot hit him, like sort of here, this region of his face, hit the temple area. That's fine. That's not a problem. But them first 2 hooks are landing on the back of the head. What's the ref doing about it? Nothing. Bear in mind, on this show, the referee was the one scoring the fights. So he's the one giving the decisions on the night. Back of the head about, what, 6 times is that now?
That was static though.
Shot is landing repeatedly.
Even that last punch that he thrown them was back of the head. Let's slow it down, guys. You're going to get bored of me slowing this down if he keeps doing this, by the way. That was a nice shot. Nice shot. Missed that. Ready? Back of the head. Back of the head. And then the bell went. You can see Halford sucks loading this shot up here. Let's see what it does. Wow, we lost the power out of that then at the end. But, so what's that? 8 shots to the back of the head so far from Tommy to Halford sucks.
He was saved by the bell.
But was that more the back of the head, that shot?
And I predict that he's going to try and end the fight.
It's going to be really telling how Halford comes out on this fight.
We made it to round 2, guys.
This is round 2 now. Halford throwing his 4th jab of the fight. Oh, Halford.
Oh, big body shot from Tommy.
Body shots.
Big body shot.
They're just clinching at each other. Go!
One thing I will say is that Halford sucks had a game plan to get close on the inside and try and work the body. But he was getting too close. He was getting himself into a grapple. And unless you're experienced on pushing an opponent off and landing shots, it's very hard to do much once you're in a grapple inside.
Get scrapping, lads!
What was that? 3 shots again? Let's pull it back there. Slow it down. Remember, we're on 8 shots to the back of the head already from Tommy. Ready? 1, 2. So there was another 2 shots to the back of the head there. That brings us up to 10. And we are 10 seconds into the second round. I feel like just watching this in 0.25 speed so that I can get a full understanding of every shot.
He's coming to it!
I'll tell you now though, pretty much every left hand that Tommy has thrown has been a miss. He's missed every left hook at least. At least from range anyway.
He's coming to him! He's pushing forward.
I don't think it's going to get to round 3. The
toughness of Halford though, taking those shots and still coming
His hands
forward.
were down. He was like, he took a
He's
shot and he
towards
realised
him.
I can take this. But now he's a shot after
A bit
shot.
of wobbling
Oh,
over
another
there.
one.
Let's have a look at these now. How many of these were to the back of the head? That was back of the head. 2, 3. So that's 13 punches to the back of the head. I'm telling you now, any referee in the right mind would disqualify Tommy for these punches, by the way. I don't care if Halford's putting his head down. Look at that body wide open, right? You can look for the uppercut there, no problem. But also the referee should be stepping in and telling Halford, keep your head up. Keep your head up at all times, yeah? Head up, chin down, hands up. Don't be putting your head down. The referee can stop the fight for someone having the head down like that, but the referee can also stop the fight and disqualify a fighter for hitting somebody in the back of the head, no matter the circumstances. If they turn it back, you can't hit them in the back of the head. If they are putting the head down like that, you can't hit them in the back of the head. But we are on 13 punches now from Tommy to the back of Halford's head. It is a joke, absolute joke.
Another one, another one.
I think Tommy's got this, you know. I think Tommy's got this.
What Halford needs to do now, which he has already been doing, is just utilising the clinch more. Just grab.
Just try and dirty box. That's the best way you can do it.
He can't
The
outbox him
toughness on display.
See,
with that reach as well.
Oh!
see, when Halford... see, it's over.
Yeah.
And Tommy...
Okay, so that's pretty much it anyway. That's the end of the fight. It must have been difficult, I will say, for Tommy. You know, if he is a novice, I've heard rumours that he's actually got boxing experience and lied about it. But how true that is, I'm unsure. But one thing I will say is when you've got a shorter opponent and they keep trying to cut off your range, it can become difficult to land your hooks clean. So that's where you start picking shots elsewhere. Body shots were wide open. You could have picked loads on Halford's right side at least, instead of hitting the back of the head. But instead, in the, let's say 2 minutes in the first round and less than a minute in the second round, so within a 3-minute period of that fight, Tommy hit Halford in the back of the head 13 times. I'm saying right now, any other show, right, any other referee, any other judges would look at that and think, do you know what, this guy needs to be disqualified. He was dirty going into the press conference, acting all cocky and arrogant, thinking he was God's gift to the sport, and he can't even box. He has his chin up in the air, his hands low, and he's hitting people in the back of the head. Legal shots all the way through that fight. Now, Halford Sucks is a very inexperienced opponent for Tommy in that situation. He didn't really train for it. He'd done a little bit towards maybe the last 6 weeks of camp, but he was just working on his fitness, thinking, you know what, my fitness will get me through this. But at the same time, Halford saw this as an opportunity to raise a lot of money for charity, and that's exactly what he did. So technically, Halford goes out of this a winner, Tommy goes out of this a winner, but in reality, you know, Tommy's a dirty fighter, hitting someone in the back of the head that many times. There are so many lads who are in the heavyweight game on this show who would beat Tommy. Like, Tommy's not even in the top. I don't even know how many heavyweights were on the show, but he's half of the lads who lost the heavyweight fights would beat Tommy. Hands down. I would like to actually see Tommy Pindickerton versus JST. I think JST wipes the floor with Tommy with clean shots straight down the middle, and I don't think Tommy would be able to even catch him much. And put it this way, JST didn't put his head down once. That's a fight I would like to see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this Tommy guy hitting Halford in the back of the head. And let me know whether you think that it'd be a good matchup to see JST versus Tommy Pindickerton, whatever his name is. If you would like to see them two face off in the SCB 003, let me know in the comments below. And if you did enjoy the video, guys, think about subscribing and turning on notifications, and make sure you smash that like button for me. Thank you.